Welcome to New Parents in Training. I'm gonna give him dinner. So here's some meatballs. He's really hungry. So I'm gonna show you guys how to make this easy peasy recipe for the meatballs for baby. Well, I guess he already started. We're just gonna add some oil to prevent the meat from sticking to the pan. I have here organic coconut oil and ghee blend. This is perfect for medium-high heat cooking up to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's great for sauteing, baking, or cooking. I'm just gonna add a little bit here. Babies typically can start consuming ghee from the age of 6 months. In fact, this is one of the common dietary fat added to baby food in some countries. Ghee is considered to be a clarified butter that is dairy product. So if your baby has milk allergy or lactose intolerance, must consult the doctor before using ghee. Once the pan is hot, I'm gonna add about 1 cup of chopped onions. That's almost equivalent to 1/4 of a large onion. So once the onions are a little bit caramelized or softened, then I'll add in the ground meat. I have here ground bison, but any ground meat will be okay to do so. So now I add the ground meat to be sauteing with the onions. And it's very important that the ground meat gets fully cooked. While cooking the steak, the bacteria die since the exterior of the steak usually exceeds the temperatures of 140 Fahrenheit to 160 Fahrenheit. And so the interior may not, but normally it is free of bacteria. When grinding the beef, it distributes the bacteria from the surface to throughout the meat. So that's why it's very important to cook fully. Otherwise, there may be remaining bacteria, especially E. coli, that can cause severe foodborne illnesses or food poisoning. So as I cook, I notice that the meat is getting browner and browner, and the pinkish color is slowly disappearing. Now I add about 1 cup of carrots. So I'll continue to saute until the carrots gets a little bit softer. It's nice to have the carrots to be soft so it'll be easier to blend in within the food processor. So I'm going to transfer all the contents into the Vitamix, or any food processor can be used. I like the Vitamix because it's a very efficient machine. It can help to blend ingredients for about a minute in the highest speed to create a very smooth puree. This is what it looks like after a minute of blending it, and I'm gonna cool it off before touching it so then I can make it into meatballs. So now I'm gonna shape it into little meatballs, as you can see here. It's nice that it can retain the shape without adding any eggs or flour. As you have noticed, I haven't added any salt or seasoning to the recipe. So as I place the meatballs far apart, and now that I'm finishing it, and I'm gonna put saran wrap over the pan, and now it's ready to go into the freezer, and I'm gonna leave it in the freezer for a few hours. Once they are frozen, they are taken out from the pan and they are placed into a Ziploc bag and dated. 15 minutes before dinner time, I start preparing the baby's dinner. So I take out the meatballs. I also have frozen sweet potatoes and also some cauliflower on a steamer, and that has also a little rack. I'll add in a cup of water onto the Instant Pot. Then I'll add in about 3 sticks of sweet potato. And these sweet potatoes are not cooked. They may be a little bit hard, so that's why I'm gonna cook it longer. Then I'll add about 1 meatball. If you don't have an Instant Pot, you can still use a regular pot. Add some water and then the steamer on top, and then cover it with the lid. Other methods is to boil the vegetables or microwaving them, but for me it's just easier to steam everything all together. If it's just microwaving the meatball, it just requires about 30 seconds, but gotta be careful when you take it out not to serve right away because the inside of the meatball may be too hot. So if I'm using the Instant Pot, I just pressure cook it for 15 minutes. And there is the food. The cauliflower still retains the shape. It is not too soft or too hard. The sweet potato is a little bit too soft, but that is okay. I think it's nice to have the baby experience the different textures of food and discover how each of the food feels like within their mouths. I'm trying to teach our baby to eat from his own bowl, so I'm placing just a few pieces here. The meatball may be very soft and make it a little bit messy, so I usually feed him with spoon as well for those meats that escapes out of his bowl. So here is his dinner. So after the food is cooled down, then I'll transfer it to his bowl. I've been trying to teach him to eat out of his bowl and try to keep it clean, but that's gonna take some time. So now he's enjoying his food. He's grabbing his vegetables. The meats are a little bit hard to grab because they would just get mush in his hand. So I do try to help him by feeding him with a spoon and also introducing the spoon so that he also gets the idea that he could feed himself over time. All right, thank you for watching. Make sure you click like, sub, and share. Bye.